death of Tingle Creek. Of course, he was one of the most famous of the 2-mile chaser that we've seen for a long, long time, and really flashy, I suppose you could call him, certainly eye-catching, and a real wonderful chaser this. And his hallmark was not only his speed, but his ability over fences. He excelled at Sandown, where he won 5 times, and these railway fences that prove a problem to many horses just were ideally made for him. Some spectacular leaps this horse put in at Sandown. Of course, had the Tingle Creek chase named after him. He was a decent horse in America before he came over. He was actually 3rd in the Temple Waffle. He started off over hurdles and ran in 1 or 2 decent races, ran in the fight in 5th, but could never really match the pace of hurdles. But it was over fences where he excelled, and as soon as he went over the larger obstacles, very few horses that could lay up with him. Quite a few jockeys rode him: Bob Davis, Ian Watkinson, but most notably David Mould and Steve Smith-Eccles. Here he is winning at Chepstow with David Mould in the saddle, and of course record holder for a long, long time at Sandown. And believe it or not, 1 or 2 sketchy jumps there, but he never ever fell in his life. A real tremendous servant, and Harry Thompson Jones, who trained him, said he always managed to catch a leg from somewhere, but it was at Sandown where he excelled most of all, and he'll be buried in Mr. Thompson Jones's yard. A real tremendous sir at this.
He likes what he sees, which is Spanish Steps just toiling a bit now, and the lead still about 5 lengths. 1 to jump, and it's Tingle Creek in the lead, having made all the running so far. Spanish Steps is 2nd. He's the only danger. Osbaldston's got no chance unless the first 2 fall. This is the final fence now. Tingle Creek, a terrific leap. He threw a big one there. It's Tingle Creek coming away now with David Mould well clear of Spanish Steps, running a good race though in 2nd. The trip too short for him, but coming up towards the line. The cheers ring out for Tingle Creek, the American horse who wins the race now. Spanish Steps crosses the line now in 2nd.
They turn for home, and it's Tingle Creek still the leader, and seemingly he's got the upper hand of Knock Twice, because Knock Twice making little impression as they jump this one. In 2nd place is Knock Twice, and Tingle Creek still the leader with 1 to go. As they come now into this final fence of this, the Fence and Hedges handicap chase, is Tingle Creek still continuing to make the best of his way home as they take it. He's over safely. Then to the 2nd and 3rd. Is it going to be a race for that one, because Knock Twice has now been challenged by London Express, and they've got about 150 yards to go, and it's a top weight. Tingle Creek cruising away to a clear-cut victory here, and London Express then coming through to take 2nd place, and Khan also running on, and it's going to be a close thing for 3rd place in the end, but the winner is Tingle Creek.
And it's Tingle Creek making a bold bid to make all the running. 3 Tangle in 2nd place still, but only just because both Perambulate and Spanish Tan are closing on 3 Tangle. So as they race for home, this could be a real exciting finish here, like we've had so often in the past. This is the final fence now. Tingle Creek up and over, terrific leap at the last. Perambulate took it just 2nd from 3 Tangle 3rd. Running for home now, and Tingle Creek, I think, is going to prevail. Perambulate is the danger now. Perambulate running on very strongly, but I don't think he's going to quite catch Tingle Creek. Perambulate closing all the time, but Tingle Creek is just going to hang on up the line. Tingle Creek is the winner. Perambulate is 2nd. As the crowd gets to its feet here at Sandown, and it's Tingle Creek up and safely over in the lead. Santonbrig running strongly on the inside now to go into 2nd place. Then Menehall and Party Line, the favourite, who looks beaten. And surely Tingle Creek has only got to jump the last to collect. He's 3 or 4 lengths clear. This is it, the final fence, the last fence he jumps in his life, and he jumps it well and clearly. And on the run for home, they're not going to deny him now. Tingle Creek it is. And a great roar of appreciation, a terrific round of applause here for Tingle Creek. Here he comes, his moment of glory, up to the line. Tingle Creek is the winner, and he wins it once more for the 3rd time in 6 appearances in the race.
Well, what a wonderful horse he was. Course record holder twice at Sandown. A really special horse, and he had to be put down earlier this week on Sunday. His feet had not just too bad, but he'd had a wonderful retirement with Mr. Thompson Jones.
And Anaglog's Daughter together now with News King coming towards the stands rail, the challenger on the near side. Not much between the three of them. Western Rays was just the leader. News King jumped into second place. Anaglog's Daughter running on strongly remains in third and close up, but there's a big gap after these. Back to the remainder. Western Rays, News King on the near side, who's just the leader. Fractional at present, but is improving coming down to the final fence. News King going to jump the last, a clear leader. Just a furlong to go now. News King over it safely. Western Rays in second. Anaglog's Daughter in third. And we wait now for Richmead to take it in fourth. And Richmead safely over it. So there we have News King from Western Rays, Anaglog's Daughter.
Coming down to the third last on the left of the picture, News King to the right of him, Classified to the right of him as we look. News King a little bit awkward there. News King awkward at the fence and a little bit slow in coming away. Artifice in the lead from Classified now towards the right. News King back in third place, coming down to the second last. Artifice in the lead. Artifice comes to it, jumps it well from Classified and News King. Artifice in the lead from Classified in second place. News King throwing down a renewed challenger, coming down to the final fence, and Artifice has the advantage from News King and Classified coming down to the final fence. Artifice a bold jump from News King and Classified. Artifice in the lead from News King and Classified. Artifice from Classified and News King inside the final half furlong. Artifice just holding on from Classified, who's throwing down a tremendous challenge, and News King finishing fast of all. That's the line. News King's going to get there. News King the winner for me in a photograph from Classified. Then came Artifice. Well, only three runners for this Tingle Creek handicap chase, and you wouldn't wish for a more exciting outcome, because for me, I think victory has gone to number one, News King. In fact, he's already announced over the public address system as the winner, owned by Mr. T.A. Foreman, a train at Lamb. To hit the front too soon, don't forget Farbridge, the leader into the last. Farbridge from Little Bay on the left, Farbridge on the right. Nothing's going to come from behind these two. It's Little Bay, but Farbridge is challenging. John Frankham going for a little bit more. There's more in the locker, but Farbridge is fighting back. John Frankham and Brian Riley, and again Farbridge outpoints him. Farbridge the winner. The final fence, 13th and final fence. Lee Fraxeter over safe in St William in second place. As they race up towards the line, it is the Tingle Creek handicap. Lee Fraxeter is going to win it. St William will finish second up towards the line. Lee Fraxeter 5 lengths clear. Lee Fraxeter the winner. St William second. 3 out, a big jump from Farbridge. Berlin now makes ground and gets a run through on the inside. Dermot Brown whizzing through on the, tries to get through on the inside. Got a horse now to do it. There's Farbridge from Berlin on the left. This is 2 out. And it's Farbridge and Berlin from Captain Dawn, and Music Be Magic getting closer. They've got one to jump, and Farbridge has been out in front for a long way. He still has the call, though, over Berlin. But Music Be Magic is travelling strongly. Red sleeves that one. Farbridge falls and not the last, and Berlin is left in the lead from Music Be Magic, who's starting to motor. But Berlin has it from Music Be Magic, who's trying to cut him down. Berlin out in front. Music Be Magic closing with every stride up towards the post. Berlin and Music Be Magic. Music Be Magic and Berlin flash past opposed together. A gap then to Captain Dawn in third, and a big gap to St. What a racing prospect here. Desert Orchid in the lead from Long Engagement in second. What a good jump by Desert Orchid when he needed it most. Desert Orchid from Long Engagement. Then comes Farbridge, and Ambler Rambler is finding his pace too hot. But it's Desert Orchid in the lead, with a challenge coming from Long Engagement, who's receiving 2 stone. And Long Engagement now comes to take Desert Orchid. Can Desert Orchid find more? But Long Engagement now quickens up on the outside of Desert Orchid, who comes under pressure, and Long Engagement in receipt of 2 stone draws 4 lengths clear as they come to the last. Long Engagement meets it well. Desert Orchid made it running, and he's trying to stay on up the hill, but Long Engagement has a superior turn of foot, and up towards the line. Long Engagement's going to win, and Long Engagement clear from Desert Orchid, so Long Engagement gets the most important scalp yet. Long Engagement the winner, Desert Orchid second. A big gap to Ambler Rambler, who was a creditable third. Farbridge. I've got to go round again, Simon. What's going on here? Panto Prince coming up on the outside of him, coming down towards the third from home, and it's Desert Orchid on the inside, and doesn't he jump well? Jim Thorpe was the one that makes a mistake, and Desert Orchid goes on by a couple of lengths, and Panto Prince comes under pressure, and Jim Thorpe tries to close. Both the 2 speed horses behind Desert Orchid, who comes down towards the second last and jumps it brilliantly. Jim Thorpe through the top of it, Panto Prince in second place. They race down towards the 13th and final fence, and Desert Orchid looks and thinks this isn't simply an exercise canter. It's 5 clear as he comes to it, and what a superb jump by Desert Orchid. He's 8 to 10 lengths clear, making specialist 2-mile chasers look very one-paced. An amazing performance this. Desert Orchid 12 stone, 12 lengths clear, up towards the line. Desert Orchid, 23rd race, and they'll never be easier. Desert Orchid the winner, and the forecast backers have Jim Thorpe to thank. He finished second, Panto Prince was third, and Taffy Jones put in a clear round for £500. And so the result of this, the Tingle Creek Handicap, a race really very much in the style and in the form of Tingle Creek would approve. At 5-2, Desert Orchid has come back to 2 miles. This winner over 3 miles 5 furlongs. Simon Sherwood shaking his head. He can't possibly believe that he's won so easily. 3 more fences to jump, and Desert Orchid comes to it, and Long Engagement's going to try and take him on. Hogmanay is finding jumping at this speed just a bit too much, but he's only 4 lengths off the lead, and it's Desert Orchid now. Richard Dunwoody really comes down to the low position, 2 out, and Desert Orchid with Long Engagement on the right and Prideaux Boy on the left, and he's got 1 to jump, Desert Orchid, and he's being taken on by Prideaux Boy on the far side. Long Engagement on the near side as they come to take the final fence, and as they take it, Desert Orchid and Long Engagement, and Long Engagement is going to come and take Desert Orchid, and Long Engagement sprints up the hill. Desert Orchid held in second place, and as they race up towards the line, it's Long Engagement pulling clear, and at the line, Long Engagement the winner. Desert Orchid is second, Prideaux Boy is third, and Hogmanay is fourth. The result then of this, the Tingle Creek Handicap Chase, it's a win for number 3, Long Engagement, in the colours of Mr. A.N. Armitage, trained at Stow on the Wold by David Nicholson and ridden by Brendan Powell. Here's Desert Orchid. They've got just 3 more to jump, and Savin de Loire has it. Savin de Loire from Young Snugfit, and Desert Orchid's looking a little bit slow against these 2 milers these days. They've got 2 to jump, and Savin de Loire is the one who raises his game. Young Snugfit's in pursuit in second. Waterloo Boy is third, 2 out, and Savin de Loire takes it from Young Snugfit and Waterloo Boy. Desert Orchid surely 4th at best, and they come down towards the final fence, and Savin de Loire, but pressed now by Young Snugfit on the right. At the last, Savin de Loire and Young Snugfit, 4 clear of Waterloo Boy, a gap of 10 to Desert Orchid, and it's Young Snugfit now who comes through to take it up, and Young Snugfit races ahead of Savin de Loire, and up towards the line, Young Snugfit wins the Tingle Creek Chase, and Young Snugfit is the winner, Savin de Loire second, a gap of 8 to 10 lengths to Waterloo Boy, a further 6 back to Desert Orchid. 2 miles isn't his trip, but that should put him cherry ripe for the Cashew King. Tries to come back into the argument, and they're over the 3rd last now, and it's Young Snugfit, Waterloo Boy on the outside, back to Campsie Ash, and then Moment of Truth, just a little bit out pace when he wanted a little bit more pace. This is the 2nd last, and it's Young Snugfit and Waterloo Boy, and Young Snugfit makes a hash of it, gives it to Waterloo Boy, takes it up, thank you very much Waterloo Boy, goes on by 2, Young Snugfit tries to come back at him, is doing just that, they're at the last, Waterloo Boy, what a leap when he needed it, Young Snugfit got it running, and he's staying on very well up the hill. Waterloo Boy and Young Snugfit all over the shop, a big gap for the 3rd as they race up towards the line. On the far side is Young Snugfit, nearest to us Waterloo Boy. Waterloo Boy wins it from Young Snugfit. Moment of Truth picks up 3rd place. Prize money, that pays the diesel. Behind that one was Campsie Ash, and then came Cashew King, and so the result then of this, the Mitsubishi Shogun Tingle Creek Trophy. It's a win for number 2, Waterloo Boy, in the colours of Mr. M.R. Dealey, the 7-4 favourite. Brilliantly ridden by Richard Dunwoody. If you came here at Sandown, you'd fall towards the 3rd last. Waterloo Boy and Richard Dunwoody take it in the lead from Uncle Ernie, and Deep Sensation is making ground, significant ground on the outside. But Waterloo Boy has 2-mile pace. Uncle Ernie's a good horse. Deep Sensation will stay on up the hill. They've got 2 to jump as they come down towards the 2nd last. Waterloo Boy leaps it in the lead. Uncle Ernie's after him, getting weight, and then Deep Sensation just a little bit flat-footed, but the hill will come for him. They've got 1 to jump, and it's Waterloo Boy bravely from the front. Waterloo Boy comes to it, takes it bravely and well. Here comes Deep Sensation on the outside of Uncle Ernie. It's not over yet, and it's Waterloo Boy and Deep Sensation and Uncle Ernie. 3 top-class chasers battling up the hill, but it's Waterloo Boy, the best of them all. Waterloo Boy takes it, Deep Sensation is second, Uncle Ernie beaten by 2 crackers to into 3rd. Mr. Felix stays on bravely to take 4th place, and Edberg was 5th of the 5, and so the result then of this, the Mitsubishi Shogun Tingle Creek Trophy, it's a win for number 1, Waterloo Boy, in the colours of Mr. M.R. Dealey, trained by David Nicholson, the 11-4 shot, ridden by Richard Dunwoody. What a brave performer he is. A terrific win-to-run ratio. It's a Waterloo Boy coming to it, sharing the lead with Deep Sensation. Waterloo Boy and Deep Sensation, and the young pretender Sibyllin is coming through on the outside, going through to second place and travelling really well as they line for home. 2 more to jump, and Deep Sensation swinging along under Declan Murphy, but here comes Sibyllin on the outside, and Sibyllin touchdown in the lead there, and Sibyllin going on from Deep Sensation on the far side. 6 lengths back to Waterloo Boy, then Storm Alert. They race down towards the final fence, and it's Sibyllin and Deep Sensation. They meet it together. Sibyllin in the red jacket, Deep Sensation in yellow. They're 6 clear of Waterloo Boy, and Deep Sensation and Sibyllin battle royal as they race up toward the line. Deep Sensation and Sibyllin on the stand side, and Sibyllin just edging ahead as they race up toward the line. Sibyllin's going to take it. Sibyllin is the winner from Deep Sensation, and Waterloo Boy a brave third. Travado 4, Storm Alert. Viking Flagship, Travado, Sibyllin noses through. And it's Viking Flagship that leads there from Wonderman the outside, then Sibyllin, then Deep Sensation. Travado is just caught a bit flat-footed. Nakir is now on the extreme right. It's Viking Flagship as they come down towards the second last. Viking Flagship, his stable companion Wonderman is putting in a big race. Sibyllin, here goes Deep Sensation cutting through the pack. Travado rallies the inside, but it's Viking Flagship. It's a very tough horse to pass, and he's 3 clear as they come to take the last, and he jumped it in great style. Travado the inside rallies. Viking Flagship and Travado from Deep Sensation and Wonderman, and Viking Flagship accelerates up the hill, and Viking Flagship dominates. He's destroyed them. Viking Flagship it is from Travado in second. Deep Sensation is third. Wonderman is 4. Nakir is Flagship back in 4. Here we are 3 out. Good jump by Sam Mann. Viking Flagship certainly safe. They've got just 2 more fences to jump, and Sam Mann the favourite. Pressed on the outside by Storm Alert. Under pressure Travado. Here we are 2 out. Sam Mann coming to it. Sound Alert comes to take second place. In third we have Travado. Viking Flagship is out of it, but it's his stable companion Storm Alert that's going to cause Sam Mann most problems, if any. This is the final fence at which Storm Alert was spring-heeled. This is a very good horse indeed. He's inside the final 200 yards, and Sam Mann is going to take it from Storm Alert. And then we have Travado. A hollow win this for Sam Mann, but what a good chaser, and it's Sam Mann who is our winner. Class horses relish this. 3 to jump. It's Sam Mann the inside of Viking Flagship. Oh, and he's all but gone on Sam Mann. Viking Flagship takes the initiative now, and they've got 2 to jump, and it's Viking Flagship in the lead. But Sam Mann is coming back for more. Come down towards the second last. Viking Flagship comes to it, takes it well. Sam Mann full of running, closes with the legs. They've got 1 to jump in the Mitsubishi Shogun, Tingle Creek, and it's Viking Flagship, and with Sam Mann closing the far side. This is the final fence. Viking Flagship, Sam Mann jumping together, and Sam Mann gets away the better. Viking Flagship a tired horse, but so too is Sam Mann. But it's Sam Mann going on by 2-3 lengths as they storm up towards the line. Sam Mann draws away. Great performance by horse and rider. Second horse home is Viking Flagship. Competing in his own time is Storm Alert. And so what a thriller, this Mitsubishi Shogun Tingle Creek Trophy. Jockeyship all the way through the race, the 11 to 10 on favourite. There's the third horse home. That's Storm Alert. He picks up £6 grand for coming home third, but this was jockeyship all the way. Ridden along, and reminders from champion jockey Tony McCoy. Celibat's running a personal best. Here we are 3 out. Mulligan in on the inside of Ask Tom. Viking Flagship on the outer. They make the final turn, and it's Ask Tom, but what a duo on the outside, the Nicholson pair. Viking Flagship and Mulligan on the right. Viking Flagship tried and tested, 2 out. He's into the lead from Ask Tom. Mulligan falls, and slightly hampers All Royal. They come down towards the final fence. Mulligan's okay. It's Ask Tom in the lead to Viking Flagship. Clare and Davis in third. This is the final fence at which the 2 are in the air together. Ask Tom in blue, red and white. Viking Flagship, and as they race up towards the line, neither will give in. Ask Tom and Viking Flagship battle it out. Ask Tom and Viking Flagship. The whips are up on both of them. What game horses? They deserve a dead heat. There's not much more, but it's Ask Tom who has it. Ask Tom from Viking Flagship, All Royal, then Clare and Davis.
Mandy's Mantino the inside, but it was still Edredon Bleu. But the challengers are coming. There's 6 or 7 horses in close attendance, and none going better in second place than Direct Route. They swing the corner then. 2 fences left to go in the Tingle Creek. Edredon Bleu from Direct Route. Mandy's Mantino. Hill Society is running on, and now Direct Route looms up. A big danger to Edredon Bleu. Can he fend him off? Down towards the final fence. Edredon Bleu and Direct Route. They're going to take it together. Direct Route, the better jump from Edredon Bleu. They're clear of Hill Society, Mandis Mantino and Lake Kariba. And now up front, Norman Williamson says go on Direct Route, who takes the Direct Route to the winning post and is going to win the Mitsubishi Shogun Tingle Creek from Edredon Bleu. A bold bid in second. Mandis Mantino back in third, Hill Society and Lake Kariba. Get Real just beginning to feel the pinch now as they jump 3 out. Edredon Bleu lands in front, and now Tony McCoy, the champion, is kicking in front. Flagship Uberalis challenging on the outside, the young pretender. Direct Route going for his run up the inside as they settle down for the final 2 fences. Edredon Bleu just in front, but challenged on both sides. Flagship Uberalis the near side, Direct Route on the far side. Sullivan back in 4, 3 in a line as they run down to the final fence. They sprint for it. Flagship Uberalis, Direct Route, Edredon Bleu between them and lost out. Direct Route just in front. Flagship Uberalis on the near side. They have a set 2 in the climb to the line. Direct Route by a nose to Flagship Uberalis. The young horse battling back. Flagship Uberalis good up to win. Direct Route in second place. Edredon Bleu was third. Sullivan in fourth. A gap to All Royal, and Get Real finished a rather forlorn last of the 6. What a tremendous finish for this Mitsubishi Shogun. Tingle Creek in second, Direct Route in third, and then behind these chases Bellator, who's challenging Direct Route. Flagship Uberalis has ranged up on the outside of Fidelco as they run for the final turn, and Flagship Uberalis and Richard Johnson having his first run for Noel Chance against Tony McCoy on the inside aboard Fidelco. These 2 are clear in the Tingle Creek of Bellator in third, and then Direct Route racing to 2 out. It's Flagship Uberalis who's now beating off Fidelco. Flagship Uberalis landed 5 lengths clear and making it a bit more now from Fidelco. Then Bellator, Direct Route and Chenkos, very tired horses behind, but it's Flagship Uberalis who won this race 12 months ago in a very close finish with Direct Route. He's going to win it a lot easier this time, coming back from a couple of disappointing runs at the end of last season. But Flagship Uberalis, the 1999 Arkle Trophy winner here at Cheltenham, returns to Cheltenham to win the Tingle Creek. In second Fidelco, Bellator in third. They're a long way clear of Chenkos, and then Direct Route the Outback Way, and Tutchev, a lackluster display by Tutchev. The market told you beforehand what would happen to him. Flagship Uberalis, the 3-to-1 favourite and winner of this double print Tingle Creek Trophy. Comes there to take over now. Flagship Uberalis has quickened up well, lands 2 or 3 lengths ahead all of a sudden from Fidelco and Edredon Bleu, who's struggling in the ground. They make the final turn, and it's Flagship Uberalis who's got a good lead now with 2 fences left to jump. Flagship Uberalis, a great jump there. Edredon Bleu and Fidelco seem to be playing for places now, because Flagship Uberalis approaches the final fence with an 8-length lead over Edredon Bleu. Here's the last then for Flagship Uberalis, the winner in 1999 and in 2000. Edredon Bleu is trying to close the gap in second place, but it all looks in vain, because Flagship Uberalis is bouncing right back to his best here. He's 3 or 4 lengths clear of the valiant Edredon Bleu, and Flagship Uberalis wins it again from Edredon Bleu. In third is Fidelco, fourth then Chenkos. Heading towards 3 out, and it's Chenkos, the winner here in April, who's clearing away from Edredon Bleu. Then Wahiba Sands, Flagship Uberalis rounding the final turn then, and it's Chenkos for trainer Paul Nichols, who trained the Flagship to win in 1999. Ruby Walsh on Chenkos saw a great stride over 2 out. Edredon Bleu is 10, 12 lengths down in second. The loose horse could be a distraction to Chenkos, who's being driven towards this final fence. Chenkos accompanied by the loose Moscow Flyer. He brushes through the top, he's over safely. Edredon Bleu in second, and the rest are well beaten off and racing up the hill now. It's Chenkos, a formidable run here from Chenkos on his comeback run. Trained for the race, trained to the minute. Chenkos wins the Tingle Creek. In second, Edredon Bleu. Third, Wahiba Sands. Flagship Uberalis lost his chance at the 5th fence, and Get Real last of the 5. Challenging, then Azertiop back in third place. 3 out, good jump by Moscow Flyer. He gained a length there from Flagship of Morales in second. The whip is up on Azertiop. They pull clear of Chenkos and Loire Miguel, and it's the champion, Moscow Flyer, drawing towards 2 out. He's over safely. Azertiop 3 lengths down with Flagship of Morales. They're chasing hard. Now Moscow Flyer is asked to extend, going towards the final fence, the 13th and final fence in the Tingle Creek. Moscow Flyer, a brilliant leap there. Azertiop is chasing hard. He's 4 lengths to find on the run-in. Flagship of Morales back in third, but Moscow Flyer, he's too good. Endorsing his last. Moscow Flyer about a length to Azertiop in second place, and now the race is on as they turn for home. Garrity looks round again, almost with nonchalance there. Azertiop now being driven. Well Chief is third. At the second last, Moscow Flyer from Azertiop. Then Well Chief in third, trying to reel them back. Moscow Flyer's got them on the stretch as they run down to the last. Moscow Flyer chased by Azertiop and Well Chief at the final fence. Moscow Flyer by a length and a half. Well Chief though is bridging the gap in second, the young horse. In third is Azertiop. Up the hill, can the old boy hold on? It's Moscow Flyer chased by Well Chief and Azertiop, and Moscow Flyer wins the Tingle Creek for the second year running. Tight for second, Well Chief and Azertiop. A long break then to Chenkos and Upgrade. And in the private battle for the minor money, it'll go to a photo between Blackchurch Miss and Blazing Batman. They run down to the third last. This is the pond fence they're coming to. Corto Star on the near side of Ashley Brook, and it's Corto Star that lands ahead of Ashley Brook in second. 1 way back in third, running round the final turn then, and it's Corto Star that begins to break loose from Ashley Brook in second, and 1 way back in third. Over 2 out, Corto Star. Good job there. Ashley Brook with about 4 lengths to find, maybe 5 now. 1 way is third. Munker Austin is running on again into fourth, but too much to do. Racing for the final fence in the Tingle Creek Trophy. Corto Star got in a bit close, lands about 4 lengths clear. Ashley Brook is rallying in second place, and now the hill has to be climbed for Corto Star. Ashley Brook is trying very hard. Corto Star has to be shaken up again. Corto Star's going to hold on. It's Corto Star. He found a bit extra when needed to win. From his second, Ashley Brook. 1 way third. Munker Austin fourth. And then a gap to Hand in Hand and Locksmith last of the 6. They're going to take it just about together here. Corto Star, a lovely jump on the far side. Very nimble, this horse. He's quickly ahead now of Voipur Ustedes, who's now got 2.5 lengths to make up, going towards the second last. Corto Star comes in to take it, didn't get too high. Brushed through the top, took a slight chance there, but it didn't stop him, and he's drawing further away from Voipur Ustedes with 1 fence left to go. Corto Star bidding for his second Tingle Creek over the last, flicks through the top. He's 6-7 lengths clear of Voipur Ustedes running up the hill, and he's still, he's on the bridle, this horse. Corto Star, he's absolutely hacking it. This could be a superstar. Corto Star being eased down, an astonishingly easy win. A second Tingle Creek for Corto Star, who gets a little pat down the neck from Ruby Walsh. Voipur Ustedes in second place. 1 way third, then Central House, followed by Hula Baloo and Fota Island the last. At the pond fence, who's going to lead? Twist Magic on the outside of Voipur Ustedes, and Twist Magic is running over them at the moment as they swing for home. Twist Magic kicks clear of Voipur Ustedes, who's got an uphill task now. Then in third, Hula Baloo over the second last. Twist Magic just got in a bit tight. Voipur Ustedes is fighting back on the far side. They're in between the final 2 fences. Twist Magic, Sam Thomas, Voipur Ustedes and Robert Thornton. They're going to jump the last. There's about 1.5 lengths between them. Twist Magic lands in front again from Voipur Ustedes. Then Hula Baloo and Monet's Garden, and racing up towards the hill, up towards the line. It's Twist Magic pulling away from Voipur Ustedes. Is this a new champion we're seeing? Twist Magic lowers the colours of the champion chaser. In third is Monet's Garden, then Hula Baloo, followed by Ashley Brook, well beaten back in 5th. 1 way, Demi Bow on the hurdles track as they now head past the pond fence, and it's Masterminded. McCoy looking round for dangers. Twist Magic chasing, but the leader has quickened up. Masterminded by a couple of lengths to Twist Magic. Takarok into third. Nichols 1, 2, 3. Then Tidal Bay. The second last, Masterminded had to shorten up. Twist Magic is down when poised to mount a challenge seemingly, and Masterminded is left clear, racing for the final fence. Masterminded 6 lengths clear of Tacker Rock and Tidal Bay over the last. Great jump by the leader. Masterminded by 7 or 8 lengths. Tacker Rock, Tidal Bay running on, but they were outpaced turning for home. And Masterminded is going to win at considerable leisure. Oh, he's magnificent. Masterminded wins the Tingle Creek in a common canter. In second place, Tidal Bay. Third, Tacker Rock, and then back to Mahogany Blaze and L'Antarctique. Well, it was a blemish-free round. He was inconvenienced much of the way by that loose horse, Feet Shuffle, but he really didn't miss a trick there. 3 out here. Twist Magic measures it well again for Paddy de Plaster and McCoy giving chase. Well, Chief back in third, rounding the final turn. It's only for Paddy de Plaster that can possibly get to Twist Magic, but he's got 5 or 6 lengths to make up, and Twist Magic jumps to second last where he came to grief 12 months ago. He's over this time for Paddy de Plaster in second place, and the 2007 winner, Twist Magic, draws towards the final fence with another Tingle Creek at his mercy. He measures it well again for Paddy de Plaster in second place as they race up the hill. Ruby Walsh now shakes the reins, shows him the whip. It's hardly necessary. Twist Magic is turning on the magic here at Sandown and wins his second Tingle Creek pillar to post. Second for Paddy de Plaster. Well, Chief back fading away. They race towards the home turn. Masterminded is beginning to close now. Petit Robin takes a 2 or 3 length lead over I'm So Lucky, but Masterminded is getting there all the time and nips round the inside as they race towards the second last and Petit Robin, but Masterminded has him within his sights. In third, I'm So Lucky. Summersby is staying on in fourth place. 2 out, Masterminded took over. The dual champion Chaser strikes the front and now faced with the Cheltenham Hill again, racing towards the final fence. Masterminded draws 4 or 5 lengths clear and spot on. Masterminded over from Petit Robin. I'm So Lucky weakening. Summersby continues to stay on, but nothing will live with Masterminded today. He comes storming up the hill as he's done before here at Cheltenham, and Masterminded wins his second Tingle Creek. Second, it's going to be tight. Petit Robin held on gamely. Summersby was staying on strongly up the hill. Then I'm sizing Europe down towards the pond fence. This is 3 out. Corto Stone and Ruby Walsh on his inside. At it, nothing in it. Sizing Europe and Corto Stone. They're clear of Cornas as they run round the final right-hander, and Sizing Europe gallops into the lead. About 1.5 lengths to Corto Stone in second place. This is 2 out. Sizing Europe over in front. Corto Stone was slow, and Sizing Europe is drawing clear as they race towards the final fence. Cornas is back in third. Then I'm Singing the Blues. 1 left to jump here, and it's Sizing Europe and Andrew Lynch safely over. 5, 6 lengths clear at Corto Stone as they race up the hill. Sizing Europe keeping up the gallop. Corto Stone can't get near him here, and the champion Chaser, the 2-mile champion Chaser, Sizing Europe wins the Tingle Creek. Clear of Corto Stone. Cornas back in third. I'm Singing. Going to need plenty Sanctuary here because Sprinter Sacra has loomed up. Here is the pond fence. Sprinter Sacra on the right lands just ahead in the hands of a motionless Barry Geraghty, and Ruby Walsh is pushing along now on Sanctuary in second place. Well, this is the showdown, but it is a showdown. It could be a 1-horse race. Sprinter Sacra at the second last and over and extending the advantage now, and yet to come off the bridle as they go towards the final fence, and this indeed could be a very, very special horse. Sprinter Sacra comes to the last with the Tingle Creek at his mercy. Oh, he's absolutely superb. Kumbeshwar is going to get past Sanctuary for second as Sprinter Sacra strolls up towards the line. A superb performance, a stupendous performance, a mighty display from Sprinter Sacra, who wins the Tingle Creek and extends his unbeaten record over fences, barely breaking sweat. Kumbeshwar in second, Sanctuary only third in the end. He was softened up. Then Idara, followed by His Excellency and Does Less Than Me, and King Keel a remote last.
Who still has the lead? Corto Stone, Captain Conan towards the outside. Sieur de Grugy looking for room through on the rail. He couldn't get it out. He'll have to come 3 wide. It's Captain Conan who now strikes and goes for home. Sieur de Grugy in hot and persistent pursuit. Summersby has taken third. Corto Stone back to fourth. Sieur de Grugy looms on the outside of Captain Conan. The final fence. Sieur de Grugy is over. Clear now by 3 lengths. Captain Conan in second. Summersby is in third. Sia and Jamie Moore powering up the Sandown Hill. An emphatic winner of the Tingle Creek, Sia.
Bullets nose banded between the pair. God's Own, despite those errors, is still on the heels of the leaders. Hinterland is making good progress in the pink colours into 5th place as Summersby leads them then towards the second last in the Tingle Creek. Dodging Bullets, Boulder Success being ridden. Hinterland's moved through into 4th place, then God's Own. Summersby over 2 from home from Dodging Bullets. A bad mistake by Boulder Success. Dodging Bullets for Sam Twiston-Davis moves past Summersby. Hinterland is back in 3rd, then Boulder Success and 3rd Intention, the last in the Tingle Creek. Dodging Bullets from Summersby. Hinterland continues to stay on in 3rd place. Dodging Bullets off up the run-in, leads by over a length. Summersby valiant in pursuit, but has no more to give, and it's Dodging Bullets driven out to the line for Sam Twiston-Davis and Paul Nichols, who will win the 888 Sport Tingle Creek.
Who leads the way here at Sandown from Special Tiara. Vibrato Valtat driven along in 3rd and Summersby in 4th. This is the 3rd last side of Grugy, just brushes through the top of it, fumbled over slightly, but leads by 3 or 4 lengths running into the final bend. From Special Tiara, Vibrato Valtat is trying to close. Here now is the second last. Sada Grugy and Jamie Moore shortens up, the other 2 closing a bit. Special Tiara and Vibrato Valtat as they run towards the final fence. Sits Sada Grugy, Special Tiara is rallying, then Vibrato Valtat and Summersby. Here now is the final fence. Sada Grugy, he jumped across Special Tiara there. Special Tiara certainly impeded. Then Vibrato Valtat on the far side. Sada Grugy from Special Tiara, who's cutting it back as they race up towards the line. Sada Grugy all out. Sada Grugy back to winning form, wins his 2nd Tingle Creek from Special Tiara in 2nd. Vibrato Valtat back in 3rd. Summersby, Mr. Mole and 3rd here now. The pond fence under Sada Grugy driven into the fence in 2nd place as they run to the final bend, and Sada Grugy is looming up on the outside of Undersow now as they race on towards the second last. These 2 looking each other in the eye. Here's the second last. Undersow got in tight and blunders. Sada Grugy right level on landing. They head on towards the final fence. God's Own back in 3rd trying to reel them in. Undersow finding a bit extra. Sada Grugy on the right at the last. Undersow and Sada Grugy only a half length between them. God's Own running on well on the far side. Sada Grugy wearing down Undersow as they race up towards the line. Head to head, toe to toe. Undersow finding a bit extra. Undersow pulling out all the stops to win the Tingle Creek. From tight 2nd, God's Own and Sada Grugy. Ahmad rally.
Of the front 2, then Charbel towards the inside, 3 from home. Ahmad Politolog's got there, absolutely cantering. What will he find? When asked, he's cruised up to the leader. Ahmad Fox Norton's now shaken up to go in pursuit as the race develops, and Charbel switches towards the inside, 2nd last. Ahmad and Politolog. Politolog alongside Fox Norton, about a length and a half down. The moment of truth as Politolog goes to the front. Fox Norton in the noseband is about a length and a half down. Politolog at the last is good. Fox Norton still has 2 lengths to find. Politolog up the Sandown Hill. Back in the pack we had a faller, Sir Valentino. Politolog out in front is seeing it out. Fox Norton getting to within 3/4 of a length, but Politolog will win the Tingle Creek. A 10th success in the race for Paul Nichols. Harry Cobden punches the air. Politolog stayed on up the hill to repel Fox Norton, and the 2 of them now moves to Undersow, and battle between 2 of the leading 2-mile chasers of recent generations is joined. Altior still a length down as Undersow tries to press on as they turn towards the second last. Altior majestically striding alongside Undersow. They've moved on from So Rod and St Calvados. 2 left to take. Undersow and Altior. Undersow jumps it slightly the better. Altior about half a length down is having to be shaken up, but moves alongside on the run down towards the last, and Altior sweeps to the front now in the Tingle Creek. Undersow battling bravely on the inside. A good jump keeps him in the game as they set off up the Sandown Hill. It's Altior on the stand side beginning to assert from Undersow, who has given his all, but whatever the conditions, the result always seems to be the same. Altior remains unbeaten over obstacles and wins the Tingle Creek. Undersow contributed massively to a good race with St Calvados 3rd and So Royal in 4th place. mutual respect probably, because 9 times Grade 1 winner Underso has had to give best to Altior, who travelled into the race. Underso's jumping kept it in it over the last 2, but from the last, as so many times, we saw Altior. This is 3 out in the Tingle Creek. Underso took over from Deppy Desoy, waiting patiently, running a mighty race, is there in 3rd and still travelling strongly. Then Janika and So Royale spin the corner towards the second last. Underso, the 11-year-old, trying to hold off his younger rivals. Deppy Desoy heading them, waiting patiently, he's just drifting back a couple of lengths down towards the last. Underso on the far side for Paul Townend. Barry gathering Deppy Desoy together. They will be a neck between them at the last. Underso and Deppy Desoy, who matches his older rival and is away from the last master. Waiting patiently, he's running on in 3rd, but it's Deppy Desoy who's gone past Underso. Waiting patiently in 3rd. Deppy Desoy thinks he's done enough. Underso waiting patiently close, but he scrambles home. Deppy Desoy for Marigerty and Philip Hobbs. Underso, what a gallant run. What a run as well from waiting patiently. That bodes well for more to come. But on the day, Deppy Desoy, remember, he pulled himself up in the
and then brewing up a storm, approaching the right-hander, Politolog and Grenadine, and Politolog just beginning to find a little bit and shrugs off Grenadine at this stage. Rouge Vif is rallying on the inside, moving to the second last. Politolog over it, just didn't get overly high. Grenadine is a length and a half down and trying to come back at his stable companion. Then Rouge Vif and Castle Grace Paddy. Politolog is hard driven, going towards the final fence from Grenadine. Good job by Politolog, over in front by 3, by 4 lengths to Grenadine, and then Rouge Vif, and racing up the hill is the Queen Mother Champion Chase winner, Politolog, drawing clear, 6-7 lengths clear of Grenadine, and Politolog wins his 2nd Tingle Creek. From Grenadine in 2nd, Rouge Vif back in 3rd, and they were followed by Castle Grace Paddy in 4th, and finally brewing up a storm. Pounce and Captain Guinness at the pond fence. Chacun Poursoir rises just ahead. It wasn't his greatest effort again though, and Hitman and Grenadine now go on for the Paul Nicholls team. Hitman on the inside of Grenadine, Chacun Poursoir on the back foot, then Captain Guinness, 2 out, Grenadine out wide. Hitman was down in his nose, and now it's Grenadine that kicks on. Captain Guinness staying on with Hitman, and then Chacun Poursoir heading towards the final fence is Grenadine, comes in to take it and jumps it well. Hitman and Captain Guinness fighting it out for 2nd, racing up the hill. Grenadine by 3, 4, 5 lengths. It's Grenadine and Bryony Frost coming clear up the hill in the Betfair Tingle Creek Chase. Goes one better than last year. Grenadine wins it from Hitman in 2nd, Captain Guinness, Nubi Negra and Chacun Poursoir last of the 5.
Bryony Frost and Grenadine win the Betfair Tingle Creek, giving Paul Nicholls an unbelievable 12th success in the race. And not just win it, he has romped away with it. Bryony Frost getting all the...
Grenadine in the pink jacket in the centre at the pond fence. Shishkin on the right, fluffs that one, hit it on the extreme right. Edwardstone goes past him and takes 2nd place, and round the home turn. Grenadine in front, but Edwardstone has drawn level now. 2 plain fences to go. Grenadine and Edwardstone touchdown together. Shishkin is 5 lengths, 6 lengths behind them in 3rd, and it's Edwardstone who moves down to the final fence now and has begun to power away. Tom Cannon, Edwardstone at the last, cleared it well. Grenadine, a mistake from him in 2nd place. Shishkin is in 3rd. It is Edwardstone who heads up the run in now with a 7-8 length advantage. Edwardstone, the new star in town, wins the Betfair Tingle Creek. Grenadine in 2nd, Shishkin is in 3rd place, and Gentleman to me a length and a half behind him in 4th.
Hadex de Zobo, and then Edwardstone in 3rd place for Nube Negra. 3 out at the pond, and Hadex de Zobo still held sway there. John Bott in 2nd place. Edwardstone now just getting a bit of a shake of the reins. They're booting clear now from Nube Negra. They turn their heads towards home. It's Hadex de Zobo. John Bon looming up to the outside. Hadex de Zobo still just about had the lead, but John Bon is now on terms. Edwardstone trying to get organised now, racing on down towards the 13th and last, and John Bon has now come through to lead from Hadex de Zobo and Edwardstone at the final fence. John Bon's over in front. He landed a length and a half. Edwardstone will try and rally up the run-in. Hadex de Zobo back in third. Is John Bon ridden out by Nico de Bonneville. He's got a couple of lengths in hand on Edwardstone. And the Betfair Tingle Creek chase goes to John Bon.
Walk in slowly. Here we go. And this time they're off and racing for the Grade 1 Betfair Tingle Creek chase, just under 2 miles, 13 fences. And the former Triumph hurdle winner Quilixios is the first to show, with last year's winner of this race, John Bon, up on the outside. Slight peck on landing from Solness on the inner in the dark green. They head towards the second fence. And this is the ditch on the outside. It is Quilixios from John Bon, then Solness, JPR1, Master Chewy. John Bon took off a bit early that time, and he's okay, but it was a little scare. Edwardstone, the winner 2 years ago, is wide in the dark blue. So they race up the hill past the pack stands here at Sandown in this Grade 1 Betfair Tingle Creek chase. It's Quilixios who leads for Johnny Burke by a neck to John Bon, looking for an 8th Grade 1 success. He's racing in second place. To the inside is Solness, the dark green. JPR1, the Holden Gold Cup winner, is in the black and yellow. Edwardstone won this race in 2022, is up on the outside, the dark blue for Tom Cannon. And Master Chewy and Sam Twiston-Davies close up, as 3 lengths would cover all 6 in the Tingle Creek as they turn right-handed towards the fence on the side, which is number 3 of the 13. So it's Quilixios looking to give Henry de Bromhead a second win in this race, having done so with Sizing Europe back in 2011. Leads by a length to John Bon in second place in the green and gold hoops under Nico de Boinville. JPR1, Solness, Master Chewy, Edwardstone pretty much together. John Bon a good jump that time on the outside of Quilixios. JPR1 is upside Solness. Master Chewy close in the maroon. Going wide Edwardstone. They make the turn towards the back straight. And fence 4. Quilixios and John Bon, stride for stride on the approach towards this plain fence. Both jumped it well. JPR1, Solness, Edwardstone and Master Chewy pretty much together, the chasing quartet. Next fence coming up. Again, the front 2 were good. Quilixios and John Bon. They head towards the next. The ditch, John Bon, just in front. A fallen Master Chewy. Master Chewy is gone. Sam Twiston-Davies is up. Looks like the horse is getting up. And Sam's grabbed hold of him, hopefully okay. So we lose Master Chewy at that one. They head towards the old water jump. It's Quilixios and John Bon. John Bon maybe just touching down in front that time. Then Solness with JPR1 and the wide racing Edwardstone. Heading towards the railway fences, 8, 9 and 10. John Bon out in front now to Quilixios. Good jump by John Bon that time. He lands a length and a half clear to Quilixios. JPR1. Edwardstone is wide. Solness the inside. All over that one okay. So they head towards the last of the railways. 4 from home. John Bon put in an extra stride. We lose Edwardstone. Edwardstone a heavy fall. The winner 2 years ago is out of the race. So Quilixios back for more on the inside of John Bon. Just 4 remain in the Tingle Creek. JPR1 is third. Solness on the inside as they make the turn with 3 left to jump. Half a mile to go. So John Bon on the outside of Quilixios, coming back towards the third from the finish. Solness on the inside, the white sleeves, and then the noseband of JPR1 and Brendan Powell. John Bon on the outside then, looking to repeat last year's win in this race. He's got Quilixios for company on the inside in the red, whites and blues. They head towards 3 from home, the pond fence. John Bon just ahead of Quilixios in second. JPR1 in third. Solness driven is the back marker of the 4, and Nico now sends John Bon on, and he goes on by 2 lengths to the roar of the crowd. It's John Bon opening up to Quilixios in second. 2 out, John Bon. He's okay. 3 lengths clear to Quilixios, and then JPR1. They head down to the 13th and final fence in the Tingle Creek, and John Bon is clear by 4 lengths to Quilixios in second place. Here's the last pass for John Bond. He jumps it well. Quilixios in second, JPR one back in third. It's John Bond. He's got his favourite hill to climb. He's out in front by 5 lengths to Quilixios, and John Bond is going to win this race again. A 4th success of the race for Nicky Henderson and a 3rd for Nico de Boinville. John Bond wins the Betfair Tingle Creek.
Look at him, the old beauty. With him, Don Cantillon, who rides him out practically every day at Tom Jones's stable.
Yes, I do, and it's a full-time job with him because he's probably the most excitable hack I've ever ridden. I don't think he's settled down since his racing days, you know. He's very, very exciting to ride. Absolutely marvellous.
Can you still get the feel that he might go and attack those fences?
Yes, I do, and a couple of times I've brought him to the woods in Newmarket and I've left him pop over a couple of little logs, you know, and he's just at a trot and he's absolutely sensational, you know. But I don't think I'd bring him hunting.
Don, when I've seen him at Newmarket, I've usually seen him ridden by Fred Flippant, but he's not so well now.
Fred is not well, my dear, dear friend. Fred is not well, and if you're looking in, Fred, we're all thinking of you, and your special friend here. He's a very, very... He's absolutely adores this horse. Absolutely adores him.
Well, I know that the horse has been ridden on a track by Fred since. How did he behave then?
Oh yeah, that was at Horse Heath for the National Peel meeting about 2 years ago, and he was very good in the paddock, but he didn't go out onto the course, and I think that's on the cards today.
Now, when you have this Tingle Creek chase today, what are you actually going to do? You're going to try and lead them out to the start?
Yes, well, I think I parade around in front of them, and then I lead them down onto the start, and then get out of the way quickly, because I don't want to get him too excited, because he's a bit of a handful, as I said, you know. Might get ideas about running off from me or something like that.
Well, I think we ought to ask Bryn here if you could just give Don a leg up and see if he gets away safely. Here's Tingle Creek. Here's the leg up. He's 19 years young, we understand.
19 years young. He's absolutely incredible. I've never in my life ridden a horse that's got so much life in him.
Hello, fella.
This old boy, you know. And Harry Buckle, who looks after him all the time, he I'm sure he's feeding batteries or something like that, you know.
Jim McClick, Bryn, see if he gallops off from here. Go on. Well, he's safe now, but will he remain so? Big cheer from the crowd, because what a wonderfully popular horse he was, what thrills he gave us around Sandown.
On the trip down memory lane, I'm delighted to meet for the first time a man whose name I saw against several of my favourite horses in my youth, Ian Watkinson, former national hunt jockey. Delightful to meet you, and there were some fantastic horses down those years.
I've been very lucky. I rode some of the real legends. I mean, just Tingle Creek, Sea Pigeon, Night Nurse.
Well, let's start with Tingle Creek, because he's a horse that obviously still lives on in people's memories because of that Sandown race, and everyone was aware just how electric he was over a fence.
Unbelievable. It was just like having a bride around a tree. The only choice you had in his younger days particularly was which direction you went.